I think I did actually even tell you what the answer for this one. The car gets faster and faster and accelerates, right? Because as time is passing, the speed is going up, increasing. Okay, so the car is going faster. For this one will be, and basically I just, this is the one that we had to pull in. Okay, I can't remember now. The car drives at a steady speed for some time and then starts driving slow and slow, or you could say, and then the car brakes or something like that. Not brakes as in breaks down, B-R-A-K, right? And put on the brake and then right, so that's the on the right side for wording that exactly the same as mine. For C, this one was the car gets slower and slower. Or we find that because the speed is going down over time, right? And for the last one, the car drives at the same speed for the whole time. So the wording that they used in their description was at a steady speed. Okay, but guys, if you had to describe this in your own words, I probably would have just said a car drives at the same speed for the whole time, something like that. Okay, instead of a steady speed, but it's all right. Are there any questions on that one? Number one. Okay, number two, this was now about the temperature in a room. Okay. So for 2A, again, this was going from the description that they gave us. So I say for that one, the window opens and the room temperature falls steadily. Do you agree with that? Temperature is going down, right? For B, the temperature stays the same. And that's the one that we had to pull in. I can't remember now. That was the one that wasn't described. Something like that. The room temperature remains constant or stays the same, whatever wording you think. If your wording is slightly different, you can ask. It's fine. Kind of A and B. Then for C, this is one that they gave us the description for. Let's just look at what's happening to the temperature first. It's dropping, right? So that was the window is open and the room temperature falls steadily. And then I said, oh, I think this is what they said. Yeah, it is then shut and the temperature stays the same. Right, so first the temperature is dropping because the window is open, and then they close the window and the temperature stays the same. For D, the heater is turned on straight away, right? Because the temperature is going up right from the start. Any questions? How did you guys find this word? Were you able to do it? You also have to be able to describe it without having the description. All right, 4 numbers. Oh, they were still an E and an F, sorry. I don't remember now. Was this description given? Not. Is this the one that we have to pull in? Okay, so for E, guys, wording is a bit different, but if we see that the temperature was rising at first. Okay, so based on the previous descriptions, I said the heater was turned on straight away, right? And the temperature is going up. Okay, anything that kind of describes that. And then why would the temperature go down? They open the window, right? I guess. If they just switched off the heater, what would have happened to that temperature? It would have stayed the same, right? Does that make sense? Okay, so because the temperature was going down, I said the window is open. Okay, because that would cause the temperature to drop. So just make sure that you say heater is turned on and then the window is open. Okay. For the last one there, the room temperature stays the same. Right, the word same is there at the end. All right, the room temperature stays the same, and then the heater was turned on. And it was caused the temperature to go up. Now, the other thing is, they might even give you a description and ask you to draw a graph like this. Okay, would you be able to do that? All right, and then, yeah, they can give you that kind of the shape. It doesn't have to be like the scale. You would just have to be able to show, okay, the heater is turned on, so the temperature is going up. Then the window is open, so the temperature is going down. Okay. All right, so number 3, this was about the climber going up a mountain, I think. All right, so A was actually the one that we have to fill in. That was the one that wasn't, a description wasn't given for that one. So I just said the climber climbs at a steady rate, just because of the wording that they used for the other ones. But you can just say the climb is climbing, but they stop for a break once. All right, do we see that that black part is the break? How do I know that that was where they took a break? Yes, the height stayed the same, right? But the time was still passing. Do you see that? So for some time, they were sitting or standing, whatever, in the same place. Okay, and then after that, the height was up again. All right, B was one that was described. This is quite a long description. The climber climbs at a steady rate but stops once for break. That is where your I can't remember had the break. Oh, he then sees he has dropped the glove down the hill, gets it, then continues on his climb. So that's where the height went down a bit, right? Because he had to go down the hill a little bit and then keep climbing after that. Okay, for C, the climber climbs at a steady rate but stops twice for break. Do we agree with that? Those two flat parts, those are the two breaks. And then for the last one, the climber climbs at a steady rate all the way to the top. So the last one didn't take any breaks, right? Just went from the start all the way to the top. All right, for the next one, number 4, I did say you just had to put the names under the graphs. I wrote the whole sentence out, but it's fine if you just did the names. So these were the, was this runners or something? All right, so for A, I said keep. Do you guys agree with that? For A was keep. I just wrote the sentence down so we could remember what they said for keep. Started off fast and then he slowed down. So guys, are we able to identify that right here where the distance is going up steeper? That means you're going fast, right? Because the distance is increasing as the time is passing. Okay, so you started off fast, that's a steep gradient, before that, a steep slope. But then what's happening to his distance for this part? It's kind of the same amount of time, but you see that the distance is not going as far. All right, so he's taking the same amount of time to cover a shorter distance. That to me means that he's going slower. Okay, so keep starting off fast and slow down. For B, are we also that that was J? Right, ran at a steady rate the whole time. You see, I see that that was here because they said started off slowly. All right, so for quite a long time, he's not covering a big distance, right? But then we can see for that last bit, in a short amount of time, but he's covering more distance. Okay, Ian started off slowly, then sped up. So again, if you just wrote Ian for C, that's fine. And then for D, Jean had a stop along the way. Right, that was one that was quite easy to see. So there was some time that passed where his or her distance stayed the same. Right, so Jean had a stop along the way. Then they asked us to put this in order from furthest to least. Furthest, I suppose, so the most distance traveled versus the least distance. So I just looked at like how high up they went first, right? They didn't give us actual values here, so that was the only thing that we could look at really. My scale is different because I really find the pictures that we guys agree with that for school. They sort of thank you. Then Ian and not here. Ian probably make it higher than. They ask you a question like this, and it goes down, I can still give value so that it's definitely clear with one way further. All right, are there any questions on number 4? Almost there, almost there. 5. This was now amount of petrol in petrol tank. And guys, that's also the thing you need to look at what they put in here, right? They're putting different things. Time is always on this axis. What do we call this axis again? The horizontal one? The x-axis. Okay, good. So time is always on the x-axis, but they always put different on the, which one is this? Y-axis. Okay. You have to look at what they're doing there. I say for this one, this car stopped very briefly to refuel. You guys agree with that? Okay, because there was a dip in the petrol, so they're driving. There, the petrol all of a sudden increases, so a very quick stop just to refuel, and then the petrol starts going down again. For B, do we see that the petrol is decreasing at like a steady rate, right? So this car traveled steadily throughout the journey. I think C was the one that we had to pull in. Okay, so we'll see if your wording is a bit different, that's fine. I just said this car stopped for a while, or the driver took a break, whatever, without refueling, right? Because did we notice that all this gas, the petrol is not changing. It's staying the same. So there was a time where they didn't drive, but in that time they didn't put more petrol in because there would have been a spike. Right? Does that make sense? Yeah. So he could have had a meal, yes, he could have added that in, but he didn't refuel for this one. Yeah, that's fine. So if you say that the driver had a meal, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, for D, he stopped to refuel. Do we agree? Because the petrol went up, hey. And then he had a meal. That's for that period that the car was stopping. Okay, almost there. We have a few more questions to mark. The next one, B1 and 2, that was where you had to like describe that or what was happening to the snow, right? So now for this again, your wording might have been different to mine, that's fine. For A to B, I think that's the one that they gave. So it's fine if you didn't write A to B. Okay? There was a thaw and some snow melted. They told us that. So A to B, you didn't have to write. From B to C, guys, remember when we zoomed in, we could see that there was like a slight increase. Now it kind of looks like there isn't, but there is, hey? I think a little bit. Going up very slightly. So for that, I just said there was light snow or a little bit of snowfall or yeah, just something along those lines. For C to D, what's happening to the snow now again? The depth is decreasing again, right? So I used the same wording as what they gave us for A to B. For C to D, again, I just said there was a thaw and some snow melted. You could have added some context if you wanted to, right? If you would say it was sunny and the snow melted, something like that. Okay, so you have to. For D to E, I think it remained constant for that section. You guys agree? It's like a straight line. So I just said the depth of snow remained constant, stayed the same. Yeah. So it's been up slightly, but I probably right. Yeah. Okay, then from E to F, guys, what's happening to the depth here? It's going up by a lot. Hey, so what happened there? It was definitely snowing. So I said there was heavy snowfall. I think it's fine if you just say there was snowfall or it snowed. And then I just said the depth of snow increased drastically, or you could have just said it increased by a lot, or went up by a lot, or whatever. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, right? For F to G, again, I think it stayed the same, right? That was a straight line there. So F to G, however you wanted to say that, the depth remained the same, or stayed the same, or was the same. And then G to H, let's just quickly go back up to the graph. Do we agree that G to H, it did go up by a little bit? Okay, so for that, again, I just said there was light snow. Or you could say it snowed a bit, or something like that. Not sure about the wording you have as well. But I don't think they wouldn't be too strict on like which words you could. Who's making on this one? All right, let's look at the swimming pool one. From A to B, it was empty, and then there was a whole lot of water in. Hey, so I just said A to B, the pool was full, or they filled the pool, or yeah, something like that. Then from B to C, guys, I decided to just add something about the heat because in the description they said it was a very hot August or something, right? So that made me think that whenever the water was going down by a little bit, that's because it's very hot, right? Does that make sense? But what happens to water when the sun is shining on it? It evaporates, hey, it goes after it. So I just said here from B to C, the heat caused some of the water to evaporate. Something along those lines. C to D is the one that they gave us. So you didn't have to write that one. They told us from C to D, the plasma removed for short period. I think they actually even said accidentally. And then did we notice from D to E, it's again going down a little bit. So I said the same thing. The heat caused some of the water to evaporate. Now what's happening from E to F? filling it up again, right? We see that B and F are like the same amount. They're in line with each other. Okay, so E is obviously lost from water, so from E to F, they form the pool up again. So I say the pool was full again. F to G, again, some of the water is evaporating because of the heat. And in G to H, it's empty now. Hey, you see it's going all the way to the bottom. So I say the pool was empty. The water was empty, which was pumped out or something along those lines. Guys, if you can pull off some question like this, okay, or like 90%. Full marks, good. All right, there was one last question, which is that happiness chart. I didn't do the last one because I didn't do F. Because I think there were multiple answers to F, so I want you guys to give me some answers there. Let's quickly take a look. For A, they asked which is her favorite subject. We spoke about this one. Hey, maths was at 9 o'clock. So if you're looking at 9, she was quite low, but then during maths, her mood increased by quite a lot. I thought that math was her favorite one. Let's just quickly check. When did she have science? At 11. And what's happening from 11 onwards? Not happy. Okay, so it's definitely not science. Let's look what else did she have. English at 1:30. So 1:30 to when? 1:30 to 2:30. What's happening there, guys? So at 1:30, which is about there, to 2:30, which is over there, bit of an up and down, okay? Maybe they were doing something like, and then they had a free session in the class or something. Okay, so she wasn't really happy there. There was a bit of a dip. And the last one was PE, if I'm not mistaken, 2:30. 2:30 to 3:30. Maybe it was there. That's quite happy, okay? And she was very PE. It wasn't a big spike, but she was okay there. What was maths again? Maths was from here to there. What do we rate? If we had to compare this section to this section. I think maths, hey, because she went up higher and it was quite a big jump. All right, so I'm going to stand by my answer there for maths. B was the least favorite subject. That was definitely science. Right, that was where she had a big dip. Okay, so science was for B. Then for C, they asked, I think, what was her favorite activity? I'm not sure if lunch was an activity. I don't know what you guys think. Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure. Eating, I mean, an activity, yeah. I think, yeah, so ice skating, she also enjoyed. Hey, 6 to 9. If we're looking at 6 o'clock to, oh, that's a long time doing ice skating. All right, but she was quite happy, and then I guess she got tired, and it got by the end of the day. So yeah, I think ice skating would have been fine. Like I said, I wasn't sure if lunch counted as an activity. Ice skating definitely is. Okay, so guys, I think for that one, it's fine if you say ice skating as well. Let's say, or ice skating, does that have a hyphen? No, ice skating, which was 6 to 9 p.m. And then again, is doing homework and activity, I guess. Yeah, but it's fine. Yeah, I wasn't sure. So guys, this is quite a tricky almost done. For D, they made it sound like they were meant to two answers. Did you notice that? Because they said group activity. So again, I wasn't sure what counts as an activity because we had already done a lesson. So that's why I didn't want to take time again. I think homework was not, she was not a fan of doing homework, yeah. Yeah, sure, 8:30 to 9. Yes, yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that. Walking to school, that's another option, hey, because that is over here. Take this stuff out. 8:30 to 9. Yeah, no, she also wasn't happy with that. Right. I said homework. Could have added walking to school. Then for E, they asked, was she happier waking up or going to sleep? Do you guys agree with going to sleep? Right? Because waking up, I mean, yeah, not happy. She was increasing in happiness a little bit, but still it was quite low. And look at going to sleep. The lowest point of going to sleep was still higher than when she was waking up. Right? So going to sleep. Now, guys, for F, this was a bit of an open-ended question because they said, was she happier in the morning, in the afternoon, or the evening? Explain your answer. Right? So if you say in the morning, what do we think? Morning now again, what time is morning? Is it 8 12? 8 2, what is morning? 8 1 12. 8 12 morning. Okay, I'm great. Okay, so that's because we do math and then it was great. John, not super happy. And then what after 12 to 12 to 6. Okay, okay. Take that morning. Okay. I would say evening. There was a big time that she was very happy when she was doing ice skating. Right, so evening, how do you find that? I think if you said afternoon, you still could have like justified it maybe by saying there were multiple things in the afternoon where she had like spikes in her happiness, maybe. I would say evening, there was a longer period that she was happy for. Yeah. Yeah, it's just this depth here. You see, that's the thing that's kind of making me lean towards evening. But again, I think if you justified it properly, you would have gotten the mark. Okay. So I'm going to leave that one kind of open-ended, guys, for this type of question where they say give your reasons. If your reasons are good enough, then you should. Okay. But I definitely wouldn't say morning because they were too big or dips. Okay. All right. So either afternoon. I'm going to add that to it. Okay, and then you would have to say your reason for that. I'm going to write that in now. Okay, guys, we are done with functions. We are now doing data handling. That's a mixed response. Data handling. Yes. Okay. Okay, so data handling, right? That is use. Okay, data handling. All right, all right, this is the cross section earlier. Yes. All right. We're gonna finish this section and we're gonna have some time for revision at the end of the year. Or you do that, which is good, I think we here. Before we go into this, what do we know about data handling? Let's get it done. It's already cool. If I say the word mean, that's like the average, right? Median. The middle value. The most common. That's the most common one. But we got a range. Remember what that is? The difference is the high Panadol study. Don't straight if you're over right, which is down. Right, but that's basically what would have done in primary school. Hopefully, it's not a train smash. But then, guys, we also need to know how to represent data in different ways, right? This is how the graphs that we're going to do. Have you done tally tables? Yes. What about bar graphs? Let's see. Yes, yeah, you would have done it if I had. All right, so let's get going, guys. The first section that we're going to do is organizing data. Okay, so I'm going to put the tally and the frequency table together because we don't spend a lot of time doing tables. So I'm going to say tally or frequency table in tables. And we're quickly going to do an example of this. We're actually going to combine them into one table, but they could do them separately. So I'm just going to say here, group the following data. Say group the data below. In a tally / frequency table. So we're going to have a heading for tally and we're going to have a heading for frequency as well. Okay, then you'll see. So this is now the data that we're going to group, guys. Just bear with me. Make sure that you're writing everything down that I am writing down. So we're going to say blue, red, green, blue, green, and black. I'm going to do 6 in that first line to make sure that you have written all 6 of them. And in the second line, we're going to do blue, green, black. And then green, green, blue. Okay, so we're doing 6 in the second line as well. Just check that you have all 6. And then we're going to have some more in the next line. So we're going to have red, yellow, green, and then blue and red and green, and then that's it. Okay, so you have 6 colors per line. Let's check that you have all of them. All right, now guys, what are we organizing here? What are these things that are listed? They are all different colors. Okay, so in the table, let's write color as our first heading. Now underneath that, we are going to just list all the different colors that appear in this list. Okay, so do we agree that it's all like blue? All right, so I'm going to put blue there. Now guys, if I have blue again, I'm not going to write blue again in my table. Does that make sense? You only write it once in your actual table. What is the next color that we have? Red. Then we have green. All right, I have blue again, but blue is already in my table, guys. So you never write it more than once in your table. Then we have green again. We already have green. What about black? That's one that we haven't listed yet. Okay, so black is going to go into the table. Is there anything else that I haven't put in there yet? Orange. Yellow, definitely. I don't think I wrote orange. Okay, yellow. And is that all of them then? Okay, so just the different colors that do appear in this list will go in your table. Next to that, we are going to do a tally column. Guys, the tally is those little lines that you do as you're counting. And now before I put my next column down, I'm actually going to do the tallies. So what we're going to do, guys, take a pencil or something, or just a different color pen, and as we tally a color, we're going to like, not scratch it out, just draw like a faint line through it. Okay, so that you kind of take it off of your list in a sense. All right, so blue, we're going to put in blue, we're going to put one tally, one line, all right? And then you're going to take whatever color or pencil and just draw a line through it. But make sure that you can still see what was written there. Okay. Doesn't have to be the same color as the word. So I've used a blue line, it doesn't have to be a blue. Right? Next up we have red. So now next to red, in your tally column, you're going to draw one line for that one red. And you're going to tick off that you have now counted, you tallied red. That red. Okay, next up is green. So that is one line in green. And then you tick off that you've used that green. Next up is blue. So now for the second blue, guys, we're going to write a second line. We're going to do a second line next to it. Okay, and we're done with that one. Next up is green. So we do our second line for green and we tick it off. Okay, you guys following? Next up is black. One line for black or in the black column there. And we tick off that black thing. Right. Next up, another blue. Third line for blue. Right, what happens when you get to the fifth one? Cross it through, or you can put a straight line. Okay, so if you get to blue, don't do it. I'm making this up. If you do another blue and then, sorry, do another blue and then the fifth one, you do it like that, or you can do like the diagonal line, skew it. Okay, do the rest on your own. Please, right? Fill in those tallies on your own and tick them off as you go. Yeah, after this. Yeah, you guys done? No. All right, that's what I ended up with. Just check. Okay, thank you for this. Now the last column, guys, is going to be frequency, and what we put in there is the actual numbers for all our values. So for blue, we're going to write the number 5. Okay, that's what frequency is. So your next column, you can just write frequency there. And now you're going to write down those numbers. So 5, 3, 7, 2, and 1. And just draw a table there. Yeah, we find that. All right, next one, stem and leaf. So what was that? Number 1. Number 2 is going to be a stem and leaf. Now sometimes they call it graph, it's not or display, it doesn't really matter, stem and leaf, whatever. I think let's say stem and leaf plot. Probably the shortest one. Yes. All right, so stem and plot, or like I said, they sometimes change that last word. They can put graph or display or list or whatever. But as soon as you see the word stem and leaf, words, stem and leaf, you're going to use the same method always. But like what this relies on is that each number has a stem and a leaf. You need to be able to split any number that you get up into a stem and a leaf. So if we're going to do 12, for example, right, number 12, then we're going to say that the stem is 1 and the leaf part is going to be 2. We'll see now how we put it in an actual graph, if you don't know. If we have something like 47, the stem is, what do you guys think? 4, and the leaf is going to be 7. But then you can also get numbers that are bigger than 100. So for example, if you have 155, the stem is going to be 1 and 3, so 13 essentially. And the leaf is going to be 5. So guys, the leaf is always the last digit. The leaf always has to be 1 digit. Okay, the stem can be 1 or 2 or 3, depending, or even 4, depending on how big the number is. So the leaf, you can add here to your heading, is always the last digit of the number. The leaf is always 1 number, the stem can be more than 1. Okay, we're going to do an example to see of actual values that we're going to put into a stem and leaf plot. So let's say here use the stem and leaf plot. Okay, to represent the following ages. So I'm going to list some ages now. Then it's going to be 0. I mean, whatever the last, that is it. Okay, so for 4, we're going to put a 0 and a 4. Okay. 28, what's the next one? 15. Okay, there are lots of numbers there, guys. Please make sure that you are getting all of them. What do you mean? Oh no, we're gonna put it in like a table. How are we gonna put it? Yeah. 33. This one is a 33. Okay, you don't know how to do this yet, so don't try and go and do it. So you know how. Okay, the thing with the same as each one is the numbers actually have to be in order. Variable order. So we notice that these numbers in the list are not in order. So first thing that you need to do, please take all of those numbers, list them in order. Okay, so that's going to be your first step with the stem and leaf plot. If they're nice enough to use the numbers in numerical order, then that's great. Okay, but firstly, you're going to have to list in numerical order. Okay, so do that on your own, please, guys. You're going to look for the smallest number. Can we all agree that the smallest number is 2? We agree the smallest number is 2. So now in your new list, put 2 first, and then in your original list, cross it out. Yes. Let's try it. Yes. What is the next number after 2 is? 4. Okay, and carry on from there. Be very sure before you write the number down that that is the next number. Okay, double check, triple check. Guys, if the same number appears twice, you have to write it twice, okay? That's 2 different people. So you have to have the ages twice. All right, are we done? Okay, if you get to the end and you notice that you left the number out somewhere, not the end of the wall, just use a little copy thing and put it where it's meant. Okay, that way you need to pick them all as you go, so that at the end, if you make that, oh dear, I never saw 33, let's go put 33 in its place. Right. Okay, let's take a look. That is what I got. So 2, 4, just look at your list while I'm reading it. 2, 4, 10, 11, 12, 26. Then I had 28 3 times. Then 30, 33, 42, 47. Then I had 2 53, 54, 72, 74, 85, and 89. All right, and we haven't done our 17th part yet. Okay, we've just basically put our data, our values in the correct order. Now what you're going to do, you're going to write stem. And next to it, you're going to write leaf or leaves. Leaves, it doesn't really matter. I see in the textbook they put leaf. So guys, like we said just now, we're looking at our first two numbers, 2 and 4, right? Those two numbers only have one digit, but we do have to put a stem down for it. So we are going to put a 0. Okay, as the stem for those two numbers. Now for our leaves, we're going to put a 2, and then you can just use a semicolon to separate them, and a 4. This will make more sense when we do the next one. Okay, so don't stress about those ones now. For the next 3 numbers, you see that they're all in the 10. 10, 11, 12. So the stem for these 3 numbers is going to be 1. And then for the leaf, guys, if my number is 10, my stem is 1 and my leaf is 0. For 11, my stem is 1 and the last digit, the leaf, is also 1. For 12, the stem is 1 and the leaf is 2. Okay, does that make sense? So guys, you need to be able to read this off of the stem and leaf plot as well. If I'm asking what that number is, it has a stem of 1 and a leaf of 0, that's the number 10. That represents the number 11. That represents the number 12. Okay, thank you. For the next one, we have a stem of 2. How many numbers do we have in the 20s? 4, right? 26, that makes 3, 28. So we're going to put a 6 and we're going to put 3 8s. All right, next one. We have numbers in the 30s. So the stem for that will be 3. How many numbers in the 30s do we have? 2. What are the leaves there? 0 and 3. So guys, in your leaf column, you are never going to put more than 1 digit for each number. Okay. 4. We have 2 numbers in the 40s. So what are those leaves? 2 and 7. See how easy it is when you put them in order first. Right? You just put the digits. Or in the 50s, so our stem is 5. 3 and 3 and 4. Do you agree? 3 and 3 and 4. Now guys, for the next one, it's a bit funny. We don't need numbers in the 60s. But unfortunately, in our same column, because we have numbers in the 70s, we can't put a 5 and then a 7, right? Even if there are no numbers in the 60s, you have to put a stem of 6. Do I have any numbers in the 60s? No, so can I write anything in the lead column? No. If I put a 0 there, what is that going to mean? 60. So don't put a 0, just leave that column blank. If you want to, I suppose you can draw a line there if you want. Okay, maybe that will be better. Just other way of showing there's nothing in the 60s. But guys, unfortunately, you can't skip the 6. Okay, we have to go like counting order. All right, for the 70s, 7, and we have a 2 and a 4. All right, and then in the 80s, we have two numbers, a 5 and a 9. Draw that as a table as well, please. All right, you are going to practice some of this for me for homework, exercise 18.2 on page 212. I just want to Okay, so exercise 18.2, they are giving you one set of data and resource them and leaf diagram and then a tally and a frequency table. All right, so it's exactly what we did today, just 2 questions. Right, there are still 5 minutes left, so I think what I'll do is I'm going to put the question on the board. You can maybe start putting them in order so long in the first 5 minutes. Okay, you might not get to drawing there, but that's a good place to start. Make sure that you quickly written this down so I can put those numbers up. And there are 14 numbers here, so it's going to take a while to put them in the correct order, yeah? Then at number 8. Stop at the last one, yeah. All right, guys, so first thing, look at these 14 numbers. Order and we're going to be the of this. The smallest number I can tell you is 151. 150 is the smallest one. Okay, so 150 is the smallest one. 50 is there maybe more than 150, and then after that, is there 151, is there 152? Yeah. If you have your textbook, guys, you can just use your pencil to cross them out and then erase it again afterwards. Yes, yeah. So once you've put them in order, you're gonna do the same as you